faith and noise, recovering stillness in a distracted world. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Many people today do not feel far from faith. They feel tired, not physically tired, but mentally crowded, spiritually interrupted, unable to settle. The problem is not disbelief, it is noise. Not just noise of sound, but noise of attention. Something is always demanding, a response, a notification, an opinion, a reaction. Even silence feels uncomfortable, as though something must immediately fill it. And when the heart is constantly interrupted, reflection quietly disappears. Stillness is not emptiness. It is capacity to listen, capacity to notice, capacity to remember God without competition. Faith was never meant to grow in constant interruption. Revelation did not require physical isolation, but it always required inner stillness. The Prophet Muhammad received revelation at times while among people, while teaching, while leading, but his heart was never scattered. His attention was never divided. He was fully present with God, even in the midst of responsibility. This distinction matters. Stillness in faith is not about escaping the world. It is about not being consumed by it. This pattern appears across prophetic history. Musa, peace be upon him, confronted Pharaoh in the heart of power and noise, but after confrontation came separation. After intensity came withdrawal. Mount Sinai was not escape, it was recalibration. Ibrahim, peace be upon him, lived among a people certain of inherited belief. While others followed what was familiar, he paused, he reflected, he questioned. His clarity emerged not from agreement, but from stillness of thought. Maryam, peace be upon her, was commanded to remain silent under accusation. Her stillness was not weakness, it was obedience. And in that silence, truth spoke more powerfully than defense ever could. These were not moments of disengagement from reality. They were moments that restored proportion. Noise weakens discernment. When the heart is constantly reacting, it cannot recognize what it is reacting to. When everything feels urgent, nothing can be weighed properly. And when silence disappears, conscience loses its voice. This is why many people feel spiritually restless, even when they believe, even when they pray. Faith requires presence. Presence cannot be rushed. The Quran repeatedly calls people to reflect, to ponder, to remember. These are not noisy acts. They are quiet ones. Stillness is not withdrawal from the world. It is anchoring within it. A person who cannot sit with silence is easily led by noise, but a person who cultivates stillness regains proportion. They respond rather than react. They listen rather than echo. They remember rather than perform. Recovering stillness does not require retreating to a cave. It requires intention, moments without interruption, prayer without haste, remembrance without multitasking, silence without guilt. Even small acts of stillness restore clarity. This is why faith traditions valued night prayer, fasting, retreat, and remembrance, not as burdens but as protections. Protections against distraction, protections against distortion, protections against forgetting what matters. In an age of noise, stillness becomes an act of resistance. Not resistance against the world, but resistance against losing oneself within it. Faith does not ask us to escape reality, it invites us to meet it with clarity, and clarity grows in quiet places. May we rediscover the courage to be still, to listen before reacting, and to remember God when the world grows loud. Peace be upon all who seek stillness with sincerity.